This is Jackie with Inthekeyofchange.com, and I'm here with the members of IC Stars at a very chilly ice jam. I'm freezing. I don't know about you guys.
You think they did that on purpose?
No, I think it's fucking February, and that's what happens. So you've previously received some sort of negative press in the past from a tour, but how do you move on from kind of the bullshit and stay positive in the future?
A lot of it is to pretty much just, no matter what anyone says, like, even when it comes to haters and stuff, like, half the stuff that they say honestly just gives bands more hype. And more people, just because someone's talking shit about you, it makes it so more people look at you, and then they find out, they'll listen to some of your tunes, they end up liking it, and I think that all press is good press, to be honest. Like, even if it's negative at first, like, a lot of people that go to look for the negative things can end up finding positive things and end up liking your band.
There's no such thing as bad press.
Exactly.
All right. So this is the very first day of the Filthy February tour.
True.
How filthy do you plan on getting?
Well, when it comes to just, like, partying and stuff, like, we'll try to kind of stay tamed, but when it comes to, like, not showering, that's the part of the tour is, like we all made a pact that we're not going to shower once the whole tour, and that's why it's called that. That's a lie.
It has nothing to do with the song,
Yeah.
Filth Friends.
Yeah, but how filthy are we going to get? Pretty damn filthy.
It's a good thing I got you on the first day and not the last day of tour.
Yeah, I'd probably look pretty grisly.
So what are the benefits of sort of igniting your tour with a 2-day show of like-minded bands?
I think it's really sweet, because, like, sometimes you'll start off in, like, random little towns and stuff, and, like, it might not be exactly what you expected, but it's really cool to start off, like, on Ice Jam, and tomorrow we have another festival day, and it's cool, like, just the band that was just playing, like, just checking out all these different bands, the upcoming new bands. Like, it's cool to see, in a way, some new ideas, and at the same time, perhaps your future competition.
That and, you know, it's just more bands, more people, more friends, and it starts earlier, so you have more to do all day, I feel like.
And more exposure. Later this year, it's been announced that you're going to be doing Warped Tour.
Yes.
What are the benefits of a big show like Warped Tour?
Everything. I mean, it's a really good time. There's really awesome parties. There's sweet people at every single state that you go to. You get to go throughout all the United States and see all your friends that you've met on tour and stuff. And obviously, when it comes to publicity, it's huge, because you can just walk around and meet people and show people your band that, like, didn't even watch your band. And, like, it pretty much is just a 100% positive thing in every way. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely not a cakewalk. Like, we've done half of it before, and it definitely is not just a walk through the park. Like, it is tough, and people think that it's just like, oh, constant party, like, you don't have to do anything. Like, it's not the case. Like, there's a lot of musicians that you'll ask, and they say that they don't like Warped Tour, not because of, like, the environment, but just because, like, it is a grind.
What's the toughest part of Warped Tour?
The heat. Facing the heat, walking so much.
The heat, when you go to venues, like, when we did half of Warped Tour, there's this one venue that had a humongous, like, half-mile gravel road that you had to wheel all of your equipment through, and it pretty much, you couldn't really wheel it. You had to kind of, like, just shimmy it down. And when you're doing that on a gravel road in Canada, especially, like, for, say, like, people that are not old enough to drink in the U.S., like, when you're in Canada, like, Canada to Americans is usually like, party, let's go party there. And you get there and it's like, oh, there's this humongous mile-long gravel road that we have to wheel all of our cabs through. And that's not a very thrilling time for any of us.
That's some really shitty planning.
And then you also see people that, like, are in really good with the crew of Warped Tour, just cruising on golf carts and shit. And then that's when you're just like, damn.
We're going to try and be those guys this year.
This year. We're going to get in good with the crew members of Warped Tour, the golf carties.
Do you have any fears playing Warped Tour?
No. To be honest, not at all. Like, when I was maybe, like, when we first started out, but I feel like after you play for a long time, like, you kind of lose the nervous feeling. like maybe I would get nervous if like randomly somehow we played in front of like 30,000 people. But like any amount of people that we're probably going to play in front of, like they probably are going to come to see us and they know our songs and stuff. So it's not really nerve-wracking.
Last time I saw you, you were playing with Asking at Alexandria.
Yes.
Describe what it's like to not only play on the same stage with them, just to sort of be on tour with them in general. What's that like?
It's very it's very sweet actually. Like we became pretty cool with a lot of the guys there, and playing with them especially was definitely an honor for me. Like it was super surreal to just be out there because obviously like
And you actually got to play with them.
yeah, like they're a very well-known band, and to be honest, like that was actually one of the times when I was nervous. When it was the very first night that I screened with Asking, I had to learn I was trying to learn like 2 songs in like this in one day, like, and I still had to worry about the set that I was gonna play. And the first day, like I did pretty good on the first song, but I'll be completely honest, the second song that I played with them, which I believe was Breathless, like I did not know one single lyric to it. I pretty much just walked around the stage and pointed the mic to the crowd, and I was just like, yeah, you guys just sing it for me, because I have no idea what any of the lyrics are.
That was a pretty good technique.
But at least I'm honest.
Touche. Digital Renegade featured a cameo from The Voice winner Cassidy Pope.
Yes.
Did you vote for her?
I didn't
You don't have
watch.
to admit it.
I honestly didn't watch. I don't watch really cable. I just stream things on Netflix, like Shameless and excellent shows.
I was going to say NBC isn't cable, but it's okay.
Either way, The Voice, not really my thing. But Cassidy, love you. Great job on your victory. I just don't really watch The Voice.
I was going to say, how did that come about? Because she's pretty poppy. And you're sort of hard rock with the dance twist. How does that sort of...
Pop management. Pop management.
Yeah, at the time we were being represented by a person that had some ties in the pop industry, and pretty much we were fishing around for people, and especially like it was actually a surprise to us too, because like even her being a pop singer, like to sing on a song that has like screaming on it and stuff, like it kind of in a way could kind of like taint her image of like being a poppy, like a really well-known like poppy singer. And like when you go on a track like that and like it's like starts off kind of hardcore and then goes into like some weird trance stuff, and then out of nowhere her and Devin start duetting and stuff, like it ended up being like really sweet. But if I was her, for sure I would have been like, she probably was very interested to hear the final project when she was recording those vocals, I imagine.
There's nothing wrong with Little Smudge. But speaking of guest stars, your 4th upcoming album is rumored to feature Frankie of Amur and Maddie of For Today. How did that come about?
Pretty much,
Not pop management.
we had,
Exactly.
well,
It's actually not going to be on the record. It's actually going to be on a re-release that we do.
yeah, it's that song. It's the rumors were wrong. That's going to be on the next album, but it's actually, we just had this instrumental that we had in the studio that we didn't end up having enough time to write vocals for when we were recording Digital Renegade, and then kind of our record label owners had an idea, and like they shot us out this idea, and they're like, hey, you guys should have this track with like some sweet guys on it. Who do you want on it? And we kind of just started throwing out names. Like I've always been a fan of Emir, and then they were just like, yeah, like what do you think about Maddie? And like we were just like, yeah, I mean, we're all for it. I mean, obviously we're not gonna reject like hype screamers on our track, you know. And it kind of just became this entity. It's really nothing like we've ever done before. It's a very strong message song, and I think that everybody will definitely, when they hear it, they'll just be like, word.
So what can fans expect from the rest of the album?
Pretty much what my personal opinion of what I'm gonna try to put into it, and like out of the stuff that I've been writing for it, I definitely wanna, obviously always as a screamer I always try to make it a little bit heavier, and I want to just up the game in the electronics, and just up the game in the lyrics, and just make it more meaningful than we've, like pretty much what any artist wants is to just progress and make their next album that comes out a step above the last one they released.
So between Filthy I almost said Filthy Friday. Well, that works too. But in between Filthy February and Warped Tour, what's up next for the band?
They're going to Japan.
Yeah, we are going to Japan, and Brent can't go because I'm not going to say too much, but if anyone out there knows about, I'm just going to say one state name, and it's Kansas. Something happened in Kansas, and he can't go, so one of our friends that plays in a band in Michigan is going to come and fill in for him. But yeah, that's actually happening on this tour. Like, we do the first half of Filthy tour, and then we go to Japan and hang out with some crazy people, and then come back and do the second half.
Is that your first trip to Japan?
Yes. I personally am stoked because I love anime, and I'm a huge cartoon nerd, and like love video games. So I'm super, super stoked to go to Japan.
I'm really sorry.
It happens.
But we will return to Japan, and he will come the next time we go there. Because I do have faith that they'll like our crazy mesh of musical elements.
I'd be interested to see how fans sort of react to Icy Stars. I
Yeah.
bet you they probably go completely bonkers.
I hope so.
All right. Well, good luck, and stay tuned for more from Icy Stars. And this is Jackie with Inthekeyofchange.com.
Peace.